Any kind of power is not only dangerous in itself, but certainly the desire for revenge cannot be considered to be good, productive, healthy, or prosperous for anyone in the world. Revenge in itself is an enemy, a danger, a obviously counterproductive proposition itself in one way or another, and desire, power, revenge are all entities and conditions of the mind that can always be considered to be evil, dangerous, wicked, wrong in themselves because they spring out of our own shadows, they spring out of what we refuse to see, recognize, identify about ourselves, and what we deny about ourselves, that is our weaknesses, shortcomings, deficiencies, insecurities, hostilities. If we can bring our bad light and our darkness, shadows onto the brightness and integrate them into ourselves, then we won't have any desire, no necessities for power, desire, revenge in our lives over anyone at all because it's absolutely unnecessary to take revenge of anyone because that only worsens the situations and destroys our image, deteriorates our character, worth, significance, relevance, reputation, the process, and ultimately we feel worthless, meaningless, insignificant, anyways, because of our dangerous policies of revenge, desire, power, and more of these dangerous achievements in our lives in one way or another. So, obviously, desire, power, revenge are all absolutely counterproductive, dangerous, wicked conditions of the human mind and psychology that destroys our character, obliterates our humanity, truth, trust, reality, etc. Because it takes decades to build a reputation. It takes decades and millennia to develop character, integrity, morality. But obviously, with only few acts or one act of irresponsibility, immaturity, revenge, danger, everything's gone, and we wonder as to what we have done, that everything's lost. But we could not control ourselves. We could not control, discipline, moderate our desires for power, wealth, riches, revenge in our lives over the others, because ultimately what we are doing is we're pursuing a obviously policy of hostility, envy, disgust, corruption towards each other's success, possession, wealth, riches in their lives. That is what the modern society is. That is what we have been converted into. We've been systematically converted into one another's bitter enemies, hostiles. That's what happens in the democratic society or liberalism.